Oh man, I forgot to like zoom in my camera. I didn't want all this stuff showing.
Oh man.
It's just daggone AI. It's like, hey, AI, stop tracking me.
That's why we can't replace humans.
Well, it depends on it depends on what we're asking for.
Well, if uh, uh, it's a novice task and dumbasses get hired anyways and they're not reliable, then yes, you can replace them. But like complex thinking or just certain things that require uh, human intuition and common sense type stuff.
You don't think AI has common sense?
No, because if you let's all right, if we want to do a scalability on McDonald's, Wendy's, fast food, some of these places are introducing like the drive-through AI thing, right?
Okay.
You ask for something. Let's say that I ask for a barbecue Whopper or a barbecue double cheeseburger, and then they might say you want to get a double cheeseburger with barbecue sauce. It's like, no, you guys have a barbecue cheeseburger on the menu, but it doesn't. For one, you're taking up more time because now the line's getting longer while I'm trying to explain myself. When if I told the person that was there, they know exactly what to click, and they're like, "Oh, okay," because I'm a 63-year-old man that doesn't normally do this, and I don't have the app and I don't do any of this stuff, so I can order the barbecue. There's a barbecue Whopper, but it's really called the uh, beer battered onion barbecue Whopper, as opposed to the barbecue Whopper.
I got
But
that
they
steakhouse.
hear Whopper and barbecue, and they're like, "So you would like barbecue sauce with your Whopper?" But that could take up more time. It's better for humans to do certain things, and it keeps people employed.
Hey, do you think they're trying to like force evolution on us, like survival of the fittest? If you can be replaced by AI, then you die. I mean, because the rich are buying up all this land and building these bunkers and all of this. Maybe they're preparing for the robots to replace us all.
Hey, and I'll say it just like Little Wayne said: "I am legend, I am Will Smith, and that's how you let the beat build, bitch." And that's another thing that can't be replaced either. Would be music. Timberland, I know he's got whatever that artist or whatever, but let's come on now.
No,
People like to go to concerts. We don't want to see a DJ just pressing it and like it doesn't matter. Then you could have them write lyrics and then have somebody sing it, sure, because songwriters exist, and maybe that puts the songwriters out. But like, there's just certain stuff that you have to keep.
well, yeah, I don't think as a personality, an artist, radio, podcast, and Steve's World, all of this stuff, right?
Yeah,
People have to be able to relate to you, love you, hate you, whatever, see you, touch you, not be able to see you, touch you, but like know that you exist. But no one connects with a computer except for these weirdos. Well, then again, I don't know, man, because now these people got these AI girlfriends, so they may like AI music. These kids who are in the metaverse all the time and stuff.
yeah.
People who don't touch Earth.
So you mean like this? Tell me about my CEO master prompt.
Of course, your CEO Master Prompt is all about giving you a streamlined, powerful framework for making decisions, crafting strategies, and driving Loader Express toward quick revenue and long-term growth. It includes strategies like emergency labor offerings, premium pricing, and SOPs to ensure reliability and trust.
My point is that this sounds like I'm on the phone with somebody. I just answered a call and we're in the middle of a podcast. That doesn't sound like a robot to a degree.
No, because he had like stammers and
he's like
yeah, but it's still, because I knew it was AI, it definitely didn't sound like a human. But it didn't sound like
I answer the phone, I say, "Hold on, Lee, I got somebody important that's calling me." And then I said, "Hey, I'm on with AC. Can you tell them about what we've been working on?" And then I say, hold on, I'm gonna put you on. You might have thought it was one of my white. You might have thought it was Josh Piper or some shit.
I thought you were gonna say Josh Holsey. That's what I would have thought it was.
They're getting so good, and it's the same thing with Sora, to where if I captured any of you guys, I mean, obviously I can just invite you, and then if you upload it, I mean, we could do videos like that way. Oddly enough, like It's
Yes,
so crazy. But
I'm staying away from that stuff. I don't want them in my phone yet.
we need to use it to our advantage.
I am comfortable using AI. I don't know how I feel about what Sora does because I
They're
think,
getting your identity.
huh?
They're getting identity. Like, I don't use my iPhone. I've never done the fingerprint thing, and it doesn't matter. I went to jail, right?
Oh yeah, bro. Your fingerprints are good.
Yeah. So that doesn't matter. But
You can't commit crimes, buddy. They got you
yeah,
quickly.
they got me one way or another. But either way, I've never done that, and I've never done the facial recognition.
Well, there was a phase in my life where it made more sense for me to do facial recognition than punching in a password.
Well, yeah, you government entity as well.
Well, that had nothing to do with it.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't have anything on there that you wouldn't want anyone to get? I know you guys have special emails for that type of stuff, but like,
Well, yeah, no, I didn't. Not on
use the Onion browser.
No, we use regular browsers. Like unclass, like most of us are on unclassed computers most of the time. Like you're just not using secret.
What about when a guy like Boink's classified, right?
Well, that's different because Boink works in a place to where you can't take your phone. Like you got to like knock on the door
a certain way.
No, you just got to knock on the door. Somebody has to come open it and make sure you got the right clearance before they let you in.
So it wasn't him doing.
You got to ask Boink about that.
I don't know. I mean, I will one day, but
no, the thing about Sora though, I'm afraid because of like, you see the stuff in Minnesota and how you see a video and then you hear a media narrative and it's totally different.
Yes.
I'm afraid that like this Sora stuff, it's just them attempting to be able to produce things on platforms that may not be a true depiction of what happened, so it can be covered the way that they want it to be covered.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm a closet conspiracy theorist.
You're a closet, huh?
Yeah, I don't believe all of them, and I believe that you can function in the world without conspiracy inside of certain margins. But I do believe in conspiracy, yeah.
So, who do you think was in the grassy knolls, Lee?
I don't care about who's in the grassy knolls. I just care that somebody was placed there to make sure that a certain thing happened and it happened.
See, Biggie and Tupac.
Well, here's the problem, right? When you try to conspiracy everything, you get no credibility. And if you try to conspiracy every fucking detail, you're setting yourself up again to lose credibility. What you're looking at is for things that make sense, that reasonably make sense, and you have precedent to justify it. Or say for Kennedy, you have history and the future, right? You know, from when it happened to the current, to then balance it off of different things to see if it makes sense. And that's when you start to dive into details and stuff like that. Like for me, Biggie and Tupac, it's not worth my time because what do we gain from it? You know,
there's nothing big about that.
Hey, I threw this theory out on Village Vets yesterday, and I'll tell you, dog, there are sometimes topics that I like to do on that show, and then
I got to catch some of it. I think I told you because I was at Manny's.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, I didn't get to listen to the whole thing because we were talking. Then it was music and stuff. But I did throw it on. But yeah,
I appreciate that. But
well, I'm a supporter of the show. I mean, just as I hope that people are supporting this show. Which hey, we gotta change up the fucking bottom. What is this, Lee?
I put the wrong thing on. I'm so sorry.
God damn you! End the stream. Let's restart. What do you want?
Diva. But no, so I talked about like these famous feds, right? Because you know when you watch the docs, you find out, hey, there's CIs everywhere. There's quote unquote people planted everywhere, right? And they talk about hip hop plants and stuff. And I'm like, bro, if there are CIs inside of organized crime, inside the government, and inside all of these different places, you can't tell me that some of these rappers and some of these rap podcasters, like your Fat Joes or even your Diddy's, or even I know it's not hip hop, but Bill Cosby's, some of these people could have been, you know what I mean, federal informants.
There are some that you can't. I think we can believe. I think Diddy, the way that people have talked about it, it feels like, and it's all conspiracy from that standpoint.
Well, yeah,
like,
all this is conspiracy.
It does feel like he, maybe of all people,
R. Kelly too,
somebody that did deals, because he went so under the radar, but like was so open with it too, to a degree. He was open with what he was doing. And he's, again, like a Snoop Dogg, and I'm not saying Snoop is, but like he's somebody that's connected to a lot of stuff, and he's been in it for a long time, to where, you know, people can say East Coast, West Coast, whatever, but like these are people that have been connected to a lot of stuff for a long time. Like
they've been connected to a lot of stuff for a long time, and you think about all of these executives from like these different, you know, these different labels that are like that are signed to a parent label. We know these are money laundering things, right?
Yes.
So if we're allowing this money laundering for you to build your label and tell these stories because they're profitable, and then sometimes randomly we see guys who may try to get too big for their britches end up in jail on things that happened a long time ago. You know, like Diddy's stuff wasn't recent.
No, it wasn't.
You know, Bill
doing that. Well, except for Little
Little Rod.
Yeah, well, he's the one that kind of brought it back to life. I mean, I know Cassie's video did, but like,
Cassie's
kind of brought it back to life.
But Cassie's lawsuit is what brought it. Her civil lawsuit that she filed is what brought it.
Like not even a week later.
Not even 24 hours later.
Yeah.
But the problem was
shut that down very quickly.
But the problem was she filed it. So now that becomes record. So now it can be possibly used against you, right?
Yeah, the deadline.
Convenient. And, you know, inconvenient with that weird New York law that was about to expire. So she hit it like a week before the deadline. Not saying that she shouldn't have done it. Not saying that Diddy shouldn't be held accountable.
Yeah, he should be in jail like he is.
Right, but he probably should be out of jail because he probably should have went to jail a long time ago when it happened. You know what I mean? Or like Bill Cosby getting called out on stuff 20, 30, 40 years later. Not saying he shouldn't be held accountable for it, and not saying that there is a end date on justice, because there's not. But I find it convenient when you see powerful people who may be linked to a move here or there, or something's just kind of off, all of a sudden getting charges that existed in their past life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Or they're getting charged for what they did in their past life, not to say that they've changed or became better people, but it's like,
no, they're still monsters.
Yeah, but like we know that the feds will keep feeding you rope, and if you are an informant, they will let you. They know you're a criminal, and they're letting you be a criminal under their watch to get a quote unquote bigger criminal. So
they're getting a piece of that pie.
Yeah, I just think it's something to think about. Again, it's not a steady belief I have, but Fat Joe talks far too much about being a gangster and all of this stuff that they did, you know, stabbing, shootings, killings, you know, people scared of Joey Crack, but he gets to talk about it and sit courtside at Knicks games. That's a bit odd.
The typical runaround, Lee.
Yeah, but anyways, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad that we kicked off the first 15 minutes this way, though.
Hey, I think
we were having a great conversation pre-production, by the way, guys. We will have that eventually on a show, but yes. How are you doing? I'm sorry.
Not too bad, dog. I actually sent someone a text before the show, and I was like, "Yo, I think me and Parlay Pete are about to." After today's show, it's going to be our best 3-week run that we've had. Yeah. And I don't mean it from a likes, views, none of that stuff. I'm just talking about chemistry, flow, the show, the prep, the lack thereof, all of that stuff working, because You said last week was going to be great, and when I read that text, I'm like, "Fuck, this nigga talking about?" I mean,
Yeah.
There's nothing like. It feels like it's just going to be a regular show. Like I didn't think we were going to be shitty. Like I never think we're going to be shitty, and you know this. We've potted under much worse circumstances.
Much worse. Absolutely.
I mean, niggas been in the fire and got burnt, and then said, "Hey, I've got to put on this happy suit real quick, and then do a show, and then I'll be right back in the fire. I just give me 2-3 hours, okay?"
Yeah, give me a second and let me
try to escape. But no. But then today I was just like prepping, and I'm like, man, today's going to be a good show because even when I thought about the title that I didn't ask you about, because to be honest, I loved it, and I knew you would love it too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Super Bowl is set, but we're going to turn this into a Falcon segment.
Well, because that's what we're here for, and that's it's not the seed that planted the show, but certainly it is a key cog in our machine.
Yes, and I think, you know, you suggested we open with the Falcons, and I think we should. So really quick, guys, the Super Bowl is set. We have the New England Patriots facing off against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored. I think it opened at what? Seahawks minus 4.5, I think.
So it opened at 5.
At 5, okay.
I'm talking as soon as the NFC Championship ended. That's what MGM put it up at. It was plus 5. I think now it's down to 4, which it should be, because immediately I thought, wow, that's a lot. Even though I like Seattle to win, and I mean, we'll talk about that next week more so in depth about the picks. But when I saw that, I just still was like, that's kind of disrespectful.
Yo, I just thought about this. Hey, I just thought about this scheduling wise. Oh no. Our last show, we do Super Bowl and awards to put a wrap on the regular season, right?
And then we try to revisit what we did.
Okay.
Isn't it crazy that we went from Jalen Carter on the before the first play of football spitting on Dak to here today? Like, doesn't that feel like that was not that long ago? Like Jalen Carter, like everybody's like, why did that nigga just hock a loogie?
And we had just did the rebrand and everything. And it's like, wow.
Yes, exactly.
Football's over. But no, so we got the Super Bowl set. But the important part about this conversation is 2 years ago, the Falcons had a head coaching vacancy, kind of like one we just had this offseason that we've already filled with Kevin Stefanski. I'm optimistic.
Fano. Not Thanos, but Fano.
Yeah, you know, it's Pro Bowl quarterback, more to come. Anyways, and we high-reviewed Mike McDonald. Don't know how he felt about the job, but you know what? He showed up for a freaking interview.
He did.
And we hired Mike Vrabel, who did not take a job in that coaching cycle, but again, kind of knew the Patriots thing was going to be available, but he still took the interview, which meant that he could be swayed.
Correct.
And now these two guys are coaching in the Super Bowl, and we
are here to do. I knew that that's how you were going to lead that in, by the way.
Huh?
So I knew that was how you were going to lead that in, by the way.
And we are here with a brand new head coach, Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski, this has nothing to do with you. This is all precedes your regime, okay? All this talk, if you hear this, has nothing to do with you, okay? We support you, even if we don't like you. I'm not saying we don't like you. We support you because we want you to win. But instead of having potentially having one of the coaches who's playing in the Super Bowl, another coach who got to the second round of the playoffs in his first season, Ben Johnson, we are replacing our head coach.
Yes, as we should be, as we've talked about prior.
Yes.
Podcasts. Yeah.
We believe in getting rid of hard R.
And
that's in all walks of life.
Reason, not because necessarily we want to see the nigga lose, but it's just like 200 seasons in a row, and you already technically did have that third season because You got interviewed. I know. It's not fair to do that to him, but that's also a part of this.
No, it's not. I don't think it has anything to do with him getting fired. If he produced, he would have a job.
Most people have over 2 years. Some people only get one. It's not normally 2. It's 1 or 3.
Yeah, but this was also a sexy head coaching cycle. And
you said the complete opposite initially, though, for your reason for why you didn't want to fire.
Well,
I know that you came around to it, but that is what you said. I've got the text to prove it.
Well, no, I also didn't expect
Harbaugh to get fired. I think we knew Stefanski was going to get fired.
I kind of knew it, but that wasn't in my. But again, I thought Stefanski would be the top dog, and I know we don't get the top dog. So yes, Stefanski, good coach candidate, but when you don't think you can get him,
that's fair.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And Steelers fans, I'm with you, but like I would be happy with Mike McCarthy, but at the same time, I'm not buying a honey pack.
Yes. Your penis isn't standing up. Correct?
Yes. Yeah, you know. So it changed as Harbaugh became available. And I mean, McDermott's available now. If we hadn't had Stefanski, I didn't want McDermott, but I'm not mad at it. Yo, we didn't talk about that shit. The fucking owner in there. I know we're supposed to be talking about the Falcons, but the Bills owner? And then he promotes the GM?
Bills owner is, right?
I've heard about him.
Well, I mean, he owns the Sabres, and obviously, which we don't talk about tennis on the show, but as a bettor, I have to bring this up. His daughter is Jessica Pegula. His name's obviously last name, Terry Pegula, but like Jessica Pegula is like one of the best tennis players in the world. His daughter is one of the best tennis players in the world. And she's in the Final Four for the Australian Open, and I just put a live wager in on her as we speak. But the thing is, I'm telling the truth. I'm being honest. That's why I know. Because even when I saw it, I was like, that's such an odd last night. I'm like, they got to be boys. This was like 3 years ago. So I've known this for a while. But my point is this. She was a super underachieving player. And I'm not saying that his family has anything to do with this business. She's become such a great tennis player, and she's semi-attractive. But the thing is, I guess what I'm saying,
what does that have to do with
the Bills had to do what they had to do, and we were all.
Well, no, I'm not talking about
that for a minute.
I'm not talking about firing McDermott. Like I get that. I mean promoting Brandon Beane and then him coming out and shitting on Keon Coleman like for no reason.
Oh, disgusting. And then they promoted Joe Brady as the head coach. And I'm like, see, you guys really want kind of the same thing that was already going on. Because Sean McDermott doesn't have anything to do with
that roster.
Yeah. So it's an odd hire. Like,
offense was the problem.
To me, in terms of who was open, and obviously if the Steelers offered it, he was never going to turn it down. But Mike McCarthy would have been maybe a good fit, like with the Bills, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For what was available, I thought that he was going to be a good fit because they're in win now mode as much as the Ravens kind of are. But
they're in win now mode. And when Mike McCarthy talks about his experience with quarterbacks and what they do when he's calling plays, you got Andy Reid, you got Bill Walsh. You know, there's some guys who he has to listen to.
Kyle Shanahan.
I don't think Kyle Shanahan can talk quarterback with Mike McCarthy. No.
I don't know. I mean, Matt Schaub had great years there. I know he was in Cleveland the 1 year. I think it might have been Manziel's rookie year, but like, obviously Matt Ryan's best work is under him. RG3 the rookie year for RG3, obviously health was there, but that's under him. And then, I mean, he turned Mr. Irrelevant into a $60 million a year quarterback. And I know that Brock's talented, but I'm just saying, I think he can. I think he can. You want to know who?
But hold on.
Andy Reid with the Eagles. I think that once I'm not saying,
but hold on. Before you bring up another coach, like you bringing up Kyle into this conversation with Mike McCarthy, let's relax. McCarthy. I mean, he worked with Joe Montana. Joe Montana worked with him at that point in his career. Okay, but that teaches you a lot. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and Dak, bro.
Brett was already solidified anyways too prior to working with him.
You saw what he did for Aaron and Dak. Dak was better with Mike McCarthy.
I agree.
Dak is who he is today because of his being coached by Mike McCarthy.
I don't disagree with you. I think that
I just don't think Kyle Shanahan, a guy who he may have elevated guys' floors. I've not seen Kyle Shanahan elevate someone's ceiling.
Okay.
I think Kyle Shanahan plays a winning brand of football that with the right quarterback is really, really fucking good. But it's the entire style of football he plays. I'm not going to credit to him as this. I'm not going to credit Kyle Shanahan as some quarterback whisperer. I know people will say that's crazy because guys put up numbers with him, but it's the system. And if you can do, if there's like 7 things that you need to do in his system to be successful, but there's like 15 quarterback traits that make you elite. If you have those 7, you can be below average and look really good in his system.
Yes.
But when we're talking about a Mike McCarthy level, a guy who can turn a Corvette into a Lamborghini, I don't think Kyle Shanahan can do that. And I mean, this is the guy who had Aaron Rodgers. Like
I'm not saying he's a whisperer, but what I'm saying is that his work with quarterbacks is proven.
It's proven. I just don't think it should be in this specific conversation. If we're talking about just
who's he whispering?
If we're talking about offensive play callers or OCs, head coach play callers, cool. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is the best of the best. But when we're specifically talking about that, and again, this is my untrained eye, so somebody might listen.
Liam Cohen looks like one. Now, I'm not trying to
no.
Talking about, but I'm just saying.
Liam Cohen may be one. I need to see it over a few more years.
I don't know. Shit, it's one of them.
No. Look, Bryce Young.
Got year 2 Baker, but Canales gets the Panthers job because of the initial Baker.
No. I'm just saying I haven't seen it from Bryce.
He earned himself the 5th-year option, which we knew. This is a guy that got benched last year. Continue on.
Bryce has bounced back, but I got to see
this year is a make or break year for him.
You wouldn't trade Michael Penix 1-for-1 for Bryce Young, and money not an issue.
Fuck no.
Money is not an issue. I'm just talking about player skill set.
I'll take the bum knee nigga that I've seen that can throw the ball.
Exactly.
That what appears to almost be, he's not fragile because that's the joke of it, right? Penix is the fragile one, but he frail looking quarterback.
The guy who's smaller than we are.
Yes.
What the hell was I talking about? Quarterback whisperers. Mike McCarthy. Let's get back to the Falcons, man. We clearly hired the wrong guy 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel seeing guys who we had in the building in the Super Bowl?
Business as usual. I feel like, Shanahan was literally in our building. And we weren't going to ever fire DQ. I get it.
No.
But if everybody felt so strongly, it's such an unpopular opinion. But the reality of the situation, because it would have just been looked at as wrong, but the reality of it is that if anyone loved Dan Quinn enough, and if the Falcons said, we want to make him the head coach and it could have been justified in weird ways. It wouldn't have been because we're not winners and we went to the Super Bowl, but in a weird way, it could have been justified and he would have landed on his feet anyways. So
no, I don't think he would have landed on his feet.
You don't think? Well, yeah, because of the point in the year that it was.
Well, because it looked so bad that because again, Kyle knew he had the 49ers job before the Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
which would mean that you would have to guarantee Kyle the job before the Super Bowl, no matter what happens, and hope to God it doesn't get out. And for Kyle to turn down the 49ers job
would say a lot.
It would say something, which would mean it, even if it didn't get out or nobody said it, the rumor would exist.
Correct.
And because Kyle Shanahan is Mike Shanahan's son, and he wasn't like a young hotshot coordinator that came out of nowhere. Yeah. He was ready to be a head coach. Even if he wasn't ready, his dad's there.
Correct.
So he was ready to be a head coach. So that couldn't have happened. But we've talked about this, but what we should have done was made LaFleur the OC and tried to keep Mike McDaniels as the fucking quarterback coach.
You should have definitely kept both of those guys in the building. In worst case, you probably could have hopped off Quinn earlier, but Quinn bought himself, no matter how bad they were, at least 2 years.
Probably. Yeah, because and then we went back to the playoffs and lost on a Julio.
Which would have been another, which is what he kind of got. He got 3 more years after that.
Bingo. So, no, DQ got fired when he was supposed to get fired. We could have let him stay for the whole season, but we knew it was over. So
they did the same thing that Rod just did the year before he got fired in season, because Arthur Blank's never done that. Yeah. That same thing happened. They finished 7-9, but it was like 4 in a row to end the year.
Yeah, it's like
a largely disappointing season.
It wasn't just the record. It was the games you lost, how you lost the games, and when you lost the games. You know what I mean? Like, if Rod was win every other week, 8-9, it looks different. But like when you have some hope at the beginning, then you just lose hope in the heart of the season. And then when you start playing well when you're already out of playoff contention, it's like, yeah, nah, bro, you lose the wrong weeks, man.
And then you did the complete opposite the year before. You got off to a hot start and then finished terribly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what? I said this last week, and I was talking to a Steelers fan friend of mine because he's not happy about the DC hire.
Well, tell him, you know what? That's too bad.
And no, here's what I told him. I said, man, you've got to get out of this media world, which we now call Steve's world, right?
Yes. Which, guys, sound bite coming soon for that. We're going to create one.
Yeah, we need to. Because think about this.
Steve's world.
You got this DC who was like the Raiders DC. He was in Miami. He has not had good defenses. But he's also not had good defensive personnel. And 15 years ago, fans didn't care that much about the coordinator hire. You cared if you knew his name, but a lot of times you don't know these coordinators. You don't know shit about them, so you don't really care. You care about the head coach and all of that stuff, right? But because we have a 24-hour news cycle, you know, we got guys like Steve just blaring nonsense. People think they should actually care about their coordinator hires when you're not going to be able to release damn near a year from now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, outside of being a Tampa Bay fan and hiring Zach Robinson, who I'm confident in saying is not a good NFL offensive coordinator, not a good play caller. He doesn't even know where to stand or sit in the game, upstairs, downstairs. Oh, man, yeah, it's good to talk to the quarterback on the sideline. He's a rookie. He's in his second year. Yeah, no shit, Zach. Anyways, you just shouldn't care about your coordinator hires because a lot of these.
But you do if you have a defensive coach or offensive coach, vice versa. Like, you know what I mean? You do, or a CEO coach. It does matter. It matters even more.
No, it matters. Like all of this stuff matters for the team. But for you as the fan, you should not give it energy. Because you don't really, like, most fans aren't smart enough to know which coordinators are good and bad. We just see their defenses. And if their defenses are good enough over a long stretch of time or no matter where they go, okay, we believe it. But there are a lot of pretty good coaches who have had terrible GMs, terrible scouts, been in terrible organizations because they're taking the best job that they can get. And the results aren't there. But it's like, hey, I run a 4-3 blah, 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 right? But my scouts have been trained as 3-4 scouts. I don't have any 4-3 scouts. So they don't even know how to scout what I'm looking for.
Right.
So I think because it's so nuanced, fans should care less about stuff like that. And maybe people like Steve will stop talking about things that don't really matter just because he and his business owners and partners can make more money off of it because, welcome to Steve.
But see that the whole premise of even the conversation is just that the people that care more about it is because of a Steve. A Steve, he injects this rhetoric to where, and actually I'm glad that we brought this up because this is about a coordinator and Steve. Steve and RC brought up the Patriots defensive coordinator.
How about the Stooges?
Yeah, as you call it, the Stooges.
No, I didn't call them that. Jason Whitlock called them.
Yes, he put the three Stooges. Who's the third one? It was Dan. No, it's Cam. Yes, you're right. He went after all the niggas. But the point is this. They brought up the DC for the Patriots obviously is black. And I remember at the beginning of the year, they were like, yeah, he's going to be like out indefinitely. I never followed it up because I'm not a Patriots fan. But I knew that he certainly didn't start. But obviously he didn't return because he's doing chemo and stuff.
Yeah.
I know as many Americans, and not just Americans, many people around the world, cancer, big thing. I know exactly how that goes. And so, the idea that Steve got on there and gave credit, and it's not that guy wasn't contributing. I'm sure he was in some way. Any way that he could, he did. But
he's not calling.
Steve also didn't want to admit that he was wrong because he did. The question is, whoever, just like how Chappelle Show or anything's got writers and these people, we know that these rundowns get talked about before, and there's no fucking way that he didn't know that, but he didn't want to admit it.
He probably looked up the Patriots defensive coordinator.
And it's like, that brother's doing a hell of a job.
Right.
But he doesn't remember that he talked about it in August because he's feeding so much shit out here.
And
to where
go ahead. Sorry.
The facts start to get mixed in. Go ahead.
And one of the problems, kind of like the NFL Hall of Fame that we'll get to later. Hey, guys, we have a script, but there's not much set football that we have to talk about. So we're all over the place. Yeah. But, dog, you lose credibility when you say obviously wrong things and you don't go back and correct the record.
Well, and then double down on them. He doubled down on it like on Twitter. He doubled down. He responded to somebody and doubled down on it.
Well, he's just taking a play out of the Trump playbook because he's gearing up for his run.
You think he's which we'll get to that. Maybe hopefully we'll have a little bit of time for that. Nicki Minaj came out today.
I saw it.
Someone else, I forgot who it was that was up there with her. But they were with Trump at something. It was interesting to say the least. But
yeah, because I'm definitely going to ask you some of these questions about how you feel about some of this stuff as a Trump voter, and not even being a dick. It's actually
you know my stance on it.
Yeah, I know, but it's important to have conversations because all Trump voters get put into one box, and then
that's not the case. And
hold on, let me finish. And black Trump voters get put into this other box, and there's way more nuance to it, and there are things that Trump does that some of his voters don't approve of, they don't stand by, and there are other things that he does that niggas didn't even know or care. Hey, this ain't my priority. These are. So it's just important for us to have that conversation because it's not being had, because in Steve's world, if you're a black Trump voter, you talk like Jason Whitlock, who, golly, he makes great points when he shits on black shit. But
he's like everybody. He's human. He's 50-50.
But hold on. But with Whitlock, I know I'm all over. he doubles. It's like he makes his hay on shitting on niggas and like looks to shit on niggas instead of when it's appropriate shitting on niggas. Like he like leans in. Sorry, I digress.
Yeah, you're good. I 100% am with you, and we will get to that once we get to that conversation. I think that all in all, to get back just on our topic of Steve's world, Steve has
We're
this
not on Steve's world. We're on Falcons first.
Well, that's where we were. Then we went to coordinators. Then we went to Steve.
Okay, so we're in Steve's world. Okay.
So we might as well be in Steve's world, which, again, for those listening and those that play this back, we will begin to have this segment. And I bet that shit, hopefully it goes viral enough to where, hell, if the last take guys can get in, I know that we can too, because it is actually true. And I would love for him to debate us and honestly explain what it is. But, and especially because it's like, well, it's not that we went to HBCUs. It's not that we're black. But I think that he should want to directly deal with it. It's just like, well, we're brothers from the ATL, living the ATL from Georgia. I want to hear this because I've dealt with a lot of New York shit too. And so, like, I know how these motherfuckers think. And it's not to generalize a New York thought, but we'll get to Joe and Jada too. Like, we'll get to this type of stuff. But New Yorkers are liars. They're liars. They're habitual liars. I want to hurry up and get through football and basketball so we can get to culture. Because you brought it up. You brought it up too. Gene did all these New York. Brother, liars.
Hey,
but Steve falls under that category because that's what he is.
Hey, let's do this, right? Let's go back to football. Let's breeze through these championship games. Hit the
There's
important.
not much to talk about because next week's our Super Bowl preview. We're just going to talk about the games, obviously, that happened.
Yeah.
And a little bit of basketball, like Giannis.
D Rose get his jersey retired. We got to hit that. Like, yeah.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, that Tyreek Woolen shit that happened. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. He drops the pick. No, excuse me. Puka Nacua makes a great play to pull his arm away from the ball. He didn't pull the ball away from him. He pulled him away from the ball. Like, great play by Puka. And if you watch Puka play, you can understand, like, yo, that nigga Puka strong.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's
the most receiver since, would you say Calvin or maybe Larry? Larry was a pretty big and physical dude, too.
Yeah, he's Anquan Bolden type physical.
Yeah, okay, so I was thinking more bold, but Larry was a big dude, too.
Yeah, he's a big guy like Larry, but he's Anquan Bolden physical. Like, that nigga runs into linebackers and falls forward. He likes contact. He's a hoose, though. He's a hoose. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
People might think he's white because of the Aiden Ross shit. Nah, he's a hoose.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee.
You mean this Aiden Ross? That's what they did. Look, I'm not imitating anyone. I'm imitating them, actually. Now, what they imitated, I don't know because I don't know nothing about that. I don't disrespect people. So,
except for New Yorkers.
Well, we'll get to them. I'm not disrespecting them. I'm telling them about themselves. That's what I'm gonna do.
No, so hey, whatever he said on that sideline, bullshit. And I say that because no punch was thrown. There was no scuffle. There was nobody even got in his face. He was just talking shit. He made one of the biggest plays of his life. You know what I mean? It was what, third down?
It was fourth down.
It was fourth down. He almost caught a pick, which if he caught the pick, nothing matters. They still have the ball, right? And then he's talking shit. NFC Championship game. Hey, dog, if you've ever made a big play in a game on any level, especially as a cornerback, hardest position to play in sports. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Yeah, quarterback, you got a lot to think about, but cornerback, you're on the island.
You know, we didn't talk about this enough, but wasn't it odd that happened after the play was dead, but it still affected the fact that because it was fourth down.
It should have, yeah,
that
right. It should have been.
Is not the way that goes, from my understanding. It would have been tacked on to them having the ball.
I don't know how it goes, but even if the rule should be, hey, once the play is over, if you have a unnecessary, if you get taunting, nothing physical, 15 yards back, because that had nothing to do with the play.
I know it works that way with taunting, because if he did get the pick and then he ran up and started doing the craziest dances ever, they would not have given them the ball back. Right. Yeah. So I know that works that way with that, but because it was not taunting but unsportsmanlike conduct, I'm just curious as to how that.
Well, we know who made the phone call. They got headsets. Refs got headsets.
So Seattle still covered.
Hey. Sometimes you can't control what happens, but.
Well, Kobe Parkinson dropping that pass.
But the point I make about that is, hey, players get excited, and we text about it, and you're like, act like you've been there, and I'm like, he hasn't. And you're like, still act like it. And I was talking to one of my friends, been on the show, follower of the show. I sent him the screenshot. I'm like, bruh, and he played corner in high school. I was like, bruh, you can just tell this nigga ain't played corner and made a big play in the game, because like when you've done it before, the emotions are crazy. So nigga might have been blacking out and don't even know what the fuck you doing.
He kept talking though.
Bro.
He didn't just talk.
The
rep was right there.
No, I know.
And then he went further down and kept talking.
Hey, when you a shit talker, you make a big play, bro, you talking shit. And again, if it resulted into a scuffle, call the penalty. But because that nigga was able to go back to the huddle, go back to the sideline, fuck nah, man, I'm talking my shit. It's championship game. Anyways.
And then gets cooked next play.
But that's what happens. And that's the thing about, if you are a trash talker or if you give up a big penalty, especially at the cornerback position, you have to know they're going deep first play. Anytime sudden change,
you're emotional.
You know, and then bro, it's a thing. Sudden change when hey, if you drop a pick, you get a big penalty. Hey, we just got a turnover. First play, you want to get that sudden change score, because that's when niggas are down. You know what I'm saying? People are in their head, all of that stuff. So you go after them. And that's exactly what happened. So, hey, great football by Sean McVay. Terrible officiating by the officials. I hadn't listened to anybody talk about the game, so I don't know how they felt about it. Ultimately, it didn't affect the outcome, so it doesn't matter.
McVay did make some mistakes. Some people would like to think that maybe he should have kicked on that fourth down. I didn't disagree with the call. But
bro, kick the ball.
I disagree with Sean Payton's, which I guess we'll get to them.
We can get to them now. Take the points.
I disagree with that, and Chicago did the same thing against the Rams the week before. It's just like,
the fucking points.
Well, what's wrong with 3,
bro? I know we talk bad about that Lombardi luggage on here with Chapel Bill. Right?
Well,
but one thing he always talked about is, bro, know down, you know what I'm saying? Know the game, know situation, know what your team's doing, and take the points. I know your spreadsheet says this and that. It's the playoffs. It's snowing. Take the fucking points. You have a backup quarterback. Take the points. Ben Johnson, you haven't been here before as a head coach. Caleb Williams hasn't been here ever.
Those goddamn points.
Caleb hasn't played in the playoffs since high school. Take the points. Sometimes you might be down 7, or you might be down 6, you might be down 4, whatever. You may get those 3 points, force a turnover, 3 and out, or they have a decent drive. You know, it's like 7 minutes left in the game. They have a 2-minute drive. You stop them after 2 first downs, and you got the ball back with 4:45 left. And you only need 3 points.
Yes.
Your entire playbook is open. You can run, you can pass, because you're trying to kill clock. If you score a touchdown, hey, let's play defense.
Yeah.
Or you drive it and you fucking kick. Because guess what? If you score a touchdown, you go up, 6? You could go up 6, but you're going to go for 2 to try to go up 7.
Exactly.
So You're up 5 or you're up 7. Either way, they got to score a touchdown to beat you.
Yeah, but
Take the
it's almost like which I don't know. I know Falcons first was still, it feels like eons ago, kind of. But if you think about it, the same thing applies to Kevin Stefanski hired, the GM got to be an assistant. There's almost like these critical football things. I know that there are like sideline managers, if you will, people that keep track of your timeouts, challenges, or just anything that is essential to the game, but has nothing to analytics guy, whatever. Somebody that has all this understanding. And I almost just wonder, do these guys just wave it off, or like, do they just not like? Are they in such the heat of battle to where it means nothing, and it's a matter of this is why I get paid the big bucks. That's why you're on staff, because I make the call. I'm boss man.
You know the problem?
What do you?
Here's what I think the problem is. A lot of teams hired good offensive play callers to be their head coaches. It's smart because you keep your you keep your coordinator.
Yes.
But the problem is, who's the CEO?
There isn't one.
If the CEO is in the COO's office all the time, and don't get me wrong, he needs to be there a lot.
Yes.
But if that motherfucker is neglecting the CFO, it don't matter how good operations is, because you can't finance your operations.
There's no continuity anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you're underperforming what you could pay for because you're not tying operations to finance. And then if you're not communicating with your HR, your VP of HR, you can't tie finance to operations to manpower. And if you can't tie finance to operations to manpower and R&D, right? Hey, fuck it. For football's sake, we're going to throw out R&D. We're just going to talk about what we're doing with what we got, right? Finance, operations, and goddamn manpower, right?
Yes.
Those three things, if you manage those three things well, you got a pretty good company, right? Now, if trends change, you might get messed up because you're not doing R&D. But if you're in the right market, operations, finance, manpower, you're good. Offense and defense and special teams. Same thing. Operations and finance run the show, right? If we ain't got work and we ain't got money, it don't matter how many people we got.
Head coach, damn near head coach, and
no. I'm thinking about it from the phases of the ball. You got offense and defense, right?
See, so you're saying finance and operations are OCDC.
But no, not OCDC. Offense and defense, just the three phases of the game.
Okay, go ahead.
And then manpower, special teams. It is not your key ingredient. Hold on, hear me out. Hear me out.
I get where you're. Go ahead.
It's not your key ingredient. But if this ain't right, these other two very, very important things won't work.
Okay. All right.
And if but if these two things don't work, your company won't work, even if you have manpower, right? So it's
special teams will lose you the game.
Exactly. And hey, sometimes coach, be a CEO. Don't be a fucking CFO or a COO, because we know coaches they're not HR VPs. They're not that. They don't
think much about that. That should be the easy part, is what their opinion is.
Exactly. But I get it, Sean McVay. I get it, Ben Johnson. I get it, Sean Payton. Y'all are great play callers. If you want to be a great play caller, go be a fucking offensive coordinator, okay? Yes. One of the reasons why Chapel Bill fuck the NFL Hall of Fame, it means nothing to me anymore. It used to be the only respected Hall of Fame. It's lost that.
Yeah, for Chap.
Bill Belichick, CEO coach.
Disrespected.
Yes, he was more defensively involved. But listen to Tom Brady talk about how he developed as a quarterback. It was watching film with Bill, and Bill is defensively coaching him to make the right play on offense, right?
Yes.
That's a CEO coach. You understand what I'm saying? Brian Flores, he called that game against the Rams. Bill Belichick didn't call that Super Bowl against the Rams. B-Flow called that game.
Yes.
And we see what B-Flow does.
Yes. He kicks ass, takes names.
The point that I'm making is The job of a head coach is to be a CEO. It is not to be a great COO or a CFO. If you are that, that's great. And oftentimes those people can become great CEOs. But even a good CEO that lives his life like a COO or a CFO has to ensure that he is properly insulated with the right manpower and the right opposite, you know what I mean? CFO or COO, whatever the case he may be, to ensure that, hey, we don't need a CEO. Because, hey, if manpower, operations, and finance are tied together, who gives a fuck what the CEO says? You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right.
He's like, do your job.
Do your job, buddy. And I 100% agree with you. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, honestly, when you look at it from that perspective. But that was a great way of looking at it, honestly. You cooked there.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was sitting here. I'm like, bro, that's some of my that's highlight tape shit.
We putting it up there with the which RIP to Kobe, because we did that just passed as well. I just was gonna throw that out there, but you putting it up there with that. And I know that doesn't have anything to do with breaking down stuff. But it kind of did. You actually did break shit down.
Yeah. No, it's up there because both were off the cuff. And where I was at in life then, that's who I was. I was Big Baby. I was wild. I was crazy. You know what I mean?
Now I'm the truth that night.
Huh?
Not that you don't tell the truth today, but like, I think that you let people know.
Oh, Kobe.
My greatest quote from that is "Fuck your Jordans." Kobe.
That was a kept. Fuck MJ. Give me Kobe.
You spoke for a generation that night, Lee.
Yeah, I know.
Not that we don't respect him. Jordan's story is mythology. It's mythical.
But that's like, what it is to us. It's just
it kind of is myth. Like, no, we see it on paper and we're like, impressive. Like, you know what I mean? And we know the stars that he played with and what they talk about. But that night specifically. But here, we're gonna get to NBA.
But hold on. The album thing I put in there about we've got to stop judging albums song by song, and we have to judge the full body of work and its impact.
Yes.
That's where we miss with MJ. We got like the after effects. We got like the legendary MJ. So we know what that is. But we wasn't in the streets when MJ, you know what I mean, dropped 63 on the Boston Celtics. We didn't get to we weren't in Steve's world when they were talking about that. We didn't get to feel the aura of it.
I was with Bob Costas watching.
You know what I mean? We were at home. We were at home when Kobe dropped 81.
We were at home when Kobe dropped 81. We were at home when he went 3 years in a row in his prime as high school / college. Well, I was in high school. He didn't, because LeBron that summer was when I was in PSP. But regardless, I was in high school. The second, not three-peat, but 3 in a row for Kobe, and then obviously I was
3 finals appearances in a row, right?
Yeah, and I was 8 to 10 for the first three-peat, and the championship in 5 years, going to the championship 4 times in 5 years.
Yeah, and we were there for it. So point being,
these are the niggas that inspired niggas to like want to go to the NBA.
Right. So point
like,
being,
like yeah, we owned a pair of Jordans as kids, but like,
if you're in our age bracket, I'm 34, you're 32.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're in our age bracket and MJ's your GOAT, bro, that's your dad's opinion. That's your uncle's opinion. And not to say that he's not the GOAT, but you did not get to watch it and feel it and understand what you were watching in those moments.
Exactly.
So yes, you can contextualize it, but it's always different. John Wall and Gilbert Arenas will be better to me than they will be to somebody 20 years younger than me or 20 years older than me, because in their little 3 to 4 year, 5 year pockets, they had the Wizards as a 4 seed, man. That means something.
Yeah.
These niggas was balling.
Yes.
John Wall give you 25, 15, and 7 in 2 blocks.
And I think that I think it's because Jordan was the superstar, the superstar of that era. We will definitely be better served to talk about guys that are borderline, if not Hall of Fame players, like Derrick Rose. Here, Sean Payton, boring ass game. Yeah. He should have kicked the 3. He didn't. They lost. Moving to the NBA. So it gets into the Derrick Rose conversation, honestly, which is why we had to just go ahead and move into it. Mm-hmm. I look at it this way. Did Derrick Rose deserve his jersey retired in Chicago? I think because of maybe what he meant to them. Sure. But Reggie Miller had said, and let me bring it up just because it was on Twitter, and Justice, he liked my tweet. Not that I don't care about Justice's approval of.
Yes, you do. You live for
it. I do, but I don't. Like, in a sense of him liking my tweet doesn't mean anything. But
hey, is this
Reggie Miller said this real quick?
Never mind.
Reggie Miller said this. He said that Derrick Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame for a 6 to 8 year stretch. Him and LeBron were battling for who was the best player in the game. End quote. And I put up a picture of basically Death saying, hey, y'all, look, nigga thought we was finna agree. I don't fucking agree with that. Like, that is bullshit. And it's not to take away from Rose. I'm just simply saying any nigga that seriously watched ball, there is no way. What 6 to 8 years were him and LeBron to where we're talking about who's the best player in the league? Stop it.
Did Derrick Rose have a 6-year run?
He said 6 to 8. Nigga,
I know he didn't have. I said 6
because 3-year run of where, and I still didn't consider him. Yes, he won MVP, but I never considered Derrick Rose the best player. Just like if Matt Ryan wins MVP, nobody ever considered him the best quarterback in the NFL.
I'm pretty sure niggas picked Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship.
But I'm just saying the point is he was never even in that conversation of the best player in the NBA. Hey, yes, he was MVP, but he was never considered the best. Nobody ever thought that. Who did you think it?
No, Parlay Pete. I think Matt Ryan was a very good comparison. I won't say great because Matt Ryan, although no, I wasn't gonna. No. I was gonna say that Matt Ryan had a longer high-end career, although his peak was not Derrick Rose's peak, right?
But it was. They resulted in the same thing. And Derrick Rose didn't even go to the NBA Finals.
No. I'm talking about like eye test. Just eye test stuff, right?
Eye test. Matt Ryan was the MVP. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just mean
Derrick Rose. Put it this way.
Hold on. Let me finish the point.
Go ahead.
To try to paint it for you. I'm saying Matt Ryan was the MVP. Derrick Rose was an MVP. Both were more important to the city that they played in than they were to the league at large long term. Now, Matt Ryan, he has better counting stats. He looks more favorably than Derrick Rose because he was healthy and had a full career as a starter, a high-end top 10 quarterback in the NFL for a great portion of his career. Derrick Rose, unfortunately, because of his injuries, did not have that long. He had a long career, but not a long high-end career. But what I'm saying is you can make similarities to them because they're more significant to the team and I won't even say the city because Atlanta don't fuck with Matt Ryan. But like Atlanta Falcons, Chicago Bulls, they're more important there than they are to in the national conversation. Now, Derrick Rose is a national guy because his eye test was so amazing, but he did not. Again, he didn't have a long peak. High peak.
Just quickly, just to add this, in the NBA is totally different because it is built on player as opposed to team too. But he just had to play for a glamorous.
No.
But I'm talking and one of those franchises as well.
And that's probably why Matt Ryan is less popular nationally. But the point being,
if Matt Ryan did what he did for the Jets, nobody would even think twice about it.
But he probably
in
wouldn't have
Chicago for the Bears.
He probably wouldn't have done it for the Jets. But that's a conversation for another day.
Well, but we are a bad franchise too.
Yeah, but we had TD. But hold on. But I know you're
guys in there too.
I know you're going to cape for Matt Ryan, but amongst Derrick Rose's peers and amongst Matt Ryan's peers, Derrick Rose's peers are going to speak more highly of Derrick Rose than Matt Ryan's peers are.
But you know what? But here's the thing too, and this is why the Basketball Hall of Fame is the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. They're going to think about him at Memphis and what he did in high school as well. Nobody's taking away that Derrick Rose was a bad motherfucker.
Hey, no. I'm talking. No, I'm talking. But no. Address exactly what I said. His peers, Derrick Rose's peers, will speak more highly of him as a player than Matt Ryan's peers will. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I do agree with that, but I've got a.
Do you think Matt Ryan was a better Matt Ryan's
than Derrick Rose at their peaks?
Yeah,
I think that they're on the same playing field.
You're fucking nuts, Pierce.
No, I'm not.
No, you're out of your. You are out. No, you are out of your fucking mind.
I'm out of my mind that two people that won an MVP can be looked at as the same. One was more of an injury-prone player. The other one was consistent for years.
I am talking.
But I know you're talking about peak. You're talking about.
I said peak for a reason.
I know.
Matt Ryan having a full career.
MVP years.
Hold on, Matt Ryan having a full career puts him at Derrick Rose level, athlete to athlete, right? But Derrick Rose is the same. Hold on, Derrick Rose's peak as an individual talent is way higher than Matt Ryan.
Way higher?
Yes. Fuck yes. Matt Ryan didn't.
I'm not a Derrick Rose hater, and only because one of them actually fucking continued on and they did the same thing he did. I always thought that Russell Westbrook was better than him too. And they're more comparable as players. No, they don't play the same exact brand of basketball. But I always thought that Russell Westbrook was a better version of Derrick Rose because it's the truth.
Russell Westbrook didn't lead a team to the conference finals.
He didn't have to, but he played in the NBA finals even as a second fiddle. He won an MVP. Like he's still doing it today. Like these are things. It's not about longevity either. I'm just saying I would take Westbrook over him. We could continue to do these. If my uncle wasn't, he'd have a dick.
I think your problem is right now you're biased. Both your affinity for Matt Ryan and
it's not about. Hold on. Go ahead.
Your bias and your affinity for Matt Ryan and your trust in your personal eye test is clouding. I listened to niggas who played against Derrick Rose talk about Derrick Rose. I saw Derrick Rose in year 3? 1 seed MVP? Come, bro. And I'm a Matt Ryan fan. And my conclusion is both of these guys deserve to get their jerseys retired. They're Ring of Honor guys. They're not Hall of Famers.
So, again, which is how we started this thing, I agree with that as well. Well, no, I believe that Matt should get in eventually.
That's your bias.
We're going to have to backtrack to the NFL Hall of Fame, too.
That's your bias. Because, Matt Ryan's not a Hall of Famer.
All right, so let's look at Pooh's stats. For one, this whole conversation started off with something that Reggie Miller fucking said. Reggie Miller sitting here saying 6 to 8 years, and like you said, did he even have a 6-year run? No, the fuck he didn't. He made 3 All-Star teams, 2010 to 2012. He won the MVP in 11. So the middle of that, won All-NBA First Team Rookie of the Year. Derrick Rose won Rookie of the Year.
All-NBA 1 year?
Yes.
Okay.
He didn't even have any other one. He was first team. It was the year he won MVP. But outside of that, which is why the Matt Ryan comparison is great, in my opinion. Matt's only made 1 All-Pro. But the thing is, now the NBA
3 Pro Bowls too, right?
No, he made 4. And he should have had a 5th. They didn't give him the one. Mitchell Trubisky got it over him the year he put up the MVP numbers, and we didn't make it. So, but we know that the Pro Bowl is fugazi. Unlike the All-Star game in the NBA, we now know, which another thing we should probably backtrack on. Yeah. But the point is that the Pro Bowl is fucking fugazi. I don't put any stock into that silly ass shit anymore.
Hey,
But
Derrick Rose averaged 18 a game in Minnesota and Detroit. Just throwing it out there.
he had like a 50 or 60 point game. But real quick, so that's my point. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. If we look at the numbers, he had 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take out 11 and 12 and 13, 14, 51 games and 14, 15. That might have been one of those lockout seasons for all I know. And then he did 66 the next year.
14-15 was when he hit that game winner against Bron them in the playoffs.
Okay, so my point is this. This is a guy that in his MVP year averaged 25, 8 and 4. And really, aside from that, was kind of an anomaly. Everybody's like, the injuries. And it's like, yes, the injuries played a part in it because he played 10 games. He played 39 and then 10 games. But 51's decent. Even in today's NBA, 51's a good number. 66, then 64 the following season. This is a guy that if we look at his prime before he really stopped playing, he basically had 2 years where he missed.
Well,
outside of that, he really was fucking playing this whole time.
Yeah, but
he was spotty.
No, but
he wasn't having no season-ending injuries.
You watched basketball.
I watched him play.
Hold on, you watched basketball, and you know that post-injury he was a different player.
Chris Douglas Roberts was a better player on Memphis. Nah, I don't really. I'm just saying that.
But hold on, see, but hold on. This is important. This is very important because if we look at the stat sheet, I sound fucking nuts. I sound crazy if we look at the stat sheet.
This is my point.
But no.
I'm not. It's not just paper work.
No. But
it's eye test.
After the injury,
he's been more to the league than Matt Ryan. Yes, I can agree with you on that though.
Yeah, I don't even think that's not even worth talking about. I'm just saying that like after the injury, he's no longer a number one build around guy. He's now a role player, right? They tried it. They tried it that 14, 15.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was like, "Hey, bro, he ain't who he used to be. Give me the ball." You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy's team, which just real quick, I meant to say this earlier because we had a viewer that chimed in here. Shout outs to Demi. How are you doing, Demi? It's good to I'm glad that you're watching and it's good to hear from you. But she said your take on D Rose is inaccurate. Just wanted to say that.
Sure. She'd take your side. I expect that.
No. My take on D Rose is inaccurate.
Oh, yeah. Well, she gets it.
She texted to me. That's what I'm saying. And now Demi's a basketball person herself.
I know. That's why I said she gets it. Well, sorry, Demi. I just pulled a Steve. I had like a pre-built answer. And then I told the truth the second time.
Yeah. Niggas, boy, I tell you. But the point is this. This is all I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't think that Derrick Rose, Reggie Miller's take, what I initially brought up.
I don't want to talk about that.
It's super duper wrong. He's not a Hall of Famer. We know this. Even if he was, I don't even know if he was healthy, if he really would have.
Stop. You watched
Nobody's saying he didn't have Hall of Fame talent, but I did watch it. But I'm just saying.
Nigga, year 3, he was averaging 25 and 8.
Was his 21 that a fucking, I don't know if it was that fucking effective. I think that Thibodeau is a good coach. I think we can agree on that. Joakim Noah one year got MVP votes. Like Joakim Noah, people forget how good he was.
He didn't score points.
He was a DPO. He won a DPOY.
He didn't score points.
Luau Deng was good. Kurt Heinrich, very solid guard to have with you. Who else they have? Was Chris Duhon still there? Like
cares.
I know, irrelevant in that scheme.
Bro.
Josh Gibson was a very good player. Those teams were built well, and they didn't even win.
Hey, look here. We watched D Rose. Hey, another thing about
I watched him at Memphis too. We watched him at Memphis.
Hey, did you know that the year Giannis won his first MVP, James Harden was 36, 7 and 7? And Giannis was like 27, 12 and 7.
The year Steve Nash went back to back, Kobe averaged 30 fucking 5, and everybody was like, "Oh man!"
No, I look here. I really hate when you bring up Kobe in these situations because it makes me say something disrespectful or that appears to be disrespectful. Like, hey,
you've given Kobe his flowers, so anything you say, I just will bring up the footage.
Well, I mean, no, it has nothing to do with Kobe. It has to do with your affinity for Kobe. You know, it's giving me
fact.
It's giving me what's her name?
Are you trying to call me a D rider?
I wouldn't say a rider. I would say people may think you're on the volleyball team.
Okay. So I go back and forth, huh?
No. You know, they wear knee pads.
This guy. That's all you can normally say to those type of comments. This guy. But the point is,
I can't even get at this nigga.
No, this guy. You know, Lee, you're stepping into pal territory. All right.
Who?
Pal, like, he's like, all right, listen, pal. You know, I think that at the end of the day,
the day's got to end.
Well, that is a true fact as well. But I just think that I respect Derrick Rose. I remember the Derrick Rose era. I thought that he was a good player, but like,
Matt Ryan's better. I get it.
He's like Penny Hardaway if Penny got 3 more years of like basketball in his life. It's like the same thing. And so
I think the 50 piece in Minnesota, and he called it before the game, according to his teammates.
And I know he went through a lot too.
Yeah. For him to
going on.
Yeah, for him to be able to do that in the way that he even shot damn near 40% from 3 one season, I think that speaks well about what a non-injured D Rose would be. But let's get back to the NFL. We got to talk about the Hall of Fame and its bullshit. Hey, they got one thing right. They told Eli no, he's not first ballot. Damn it.
No, this was his second year, and I always thought that Eli. I mean, again, I'm a believer that Eli shouldn't be in. He's a 500 quarterback that had multiple seasons where he led the league in picks. That's not Hall of Fame worthy.
He was never elite, except for in the 2 playoff runs. He didn't even win a playoff game except for those 2 years.
Somebody said this once, and maybe it was specifically about first ballot, but can the game of football, the story, can it be told with or without you? If you have to be a part of it, then you're first ballot.
Eli has to be a part of it.
Then
he's the antagonist. He's the antagonist.
But Nick Foles almost would have to be brought into it.
No.
Eli, he's somebody that beat Brady too.
No, the undefeated season.
I get what you're saying.
He's in the story. He's a character. But he's at the bottom of the credits.
Yeah, man. He's the assistant to the.
He's an extra.
Man, he was buying donuts for the assistant to the lighters.
Bro, he was an extra.
No disrespect to him.
No, he was an extra that we remember. Hey, you remember that nigga that was in that movie? Hey, like in Harlem Nights, right? In Harlem Nights, the nigga
Samuel Jackson doesn't have a credit in Coming to America, and everybody knows his scene.
Right, or like that's even better because I was gonna say in Harlem Nights, the nigga who just keeps shooting the gun with the little,
Arsenio.
No. The other nigga, the one that Arsenio hit with the hat because he just shooting that little pistol.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know who that is. But everybody knows that scene from that movie, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But no, Samuel L. Jackson and Coming to America is much
he's
better.
Uncredited in that movie. But everybody knows, and it's the first movie he actually appeared in.
And niggas remember that role.
If anybody moves, I'll blow your fucking head off.
I think that's before he cleaned his life up too.
Nigga's like, come on. He's like, come on. He's telling Louis Anderson to put the money in the bag. Classic movie. I love, man.
You like Coming to America or Coming to America?
Coming to America, not Coming to America. I mean, look, hey, call me old fashioned, but look, I was gonna say something. I'm not gonna say it.
It was a lot of women's empowerment in that second movie.
Well, Rick Ross is making cameos because they're using his house. There's just stuff that's all right.
I watched that movie once because I was supposed to.
So be it.
This is culturally inappropriate.
With AC Lee coming to a screen near you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna text you when my Instagram picture changes. You'll know we're coming soon.
Oh, it's gonna be countdown season.
Yeah, I got a meeting tomorrow. I think I found somebody who can manage all the social media across all 3 shows. And I think that's going to be very important.
Okay.
So if I get that in place, we'll probably be 2-3 months out.
Okay. So we're looking at June.
Yeah, probably summer.
Because see, you want to know what? I would want to help produce more than anything with that.
That show?
Yes. I don't need to be executive producer.
Hey. That's another conversation for us to have later. I like that. I love that.
I'd love to. No, bro, I'd love to like cultivate the show. Seriously.
Hey, I like to make shows with you.
and I would throw some idea. I mean, we get the merch and even the guests.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about the NFL Hall of Fame losing its credibility.
Yes.
The one Hall of Fame that we held in high regard, a Hall of Fame that our issue with the NFL Hall of Fame more so was, hold on.
I'm paying attention, by the way, but I'm doing a hedge real quick.
Oh, you're good. We're like, hey, maybe y'all are too strict. Because, T.O. had to wait, and that didn't make sense. The wide receiver position historically waits in a way that does not make sense to anybody. You look at Shannon Sharp, who retired as arguably the GOAT tight end. At that point, the only tight end who had the only high-end tight end with stats and Super Bowls.
Yes.
And he had to wait like 6 years, whatever, or 3 years. He waited like 3. Chris Carter waited 6, or vice versa, whatever. Guys who were at the top of their positions, all decade guys, had to wait. And you're like, okay, well, maybe, but whatever. But when the guy who is universally regarded as the GOAT head coach, 8 Super Bowl championships as a head coach, 2 Super Bowls as a defensive coordinator, he has a game plan in the Hall of Fame.
Lee,
game plan.
19 of 20 in a 20-year span, 19 of 20 on the division, or 18 of 20 on the. I mean, what are we?
And the 1 year he didn't win. It was what, 10-6 with Matt Castle.
10-6 with Matt Castle, and then they lost the year after their first Super Bowl. Chad Pennington won it with the Dolphins.
So you go 18 of 20 years and you win a division. That's college level. That's Saban level college dominance. That's not even like Joe Pa or Bobby Bowden or that little shit Dabo was doing for a little while. This nigga won conferences. He won a division. He won conferences. He went to conference championship damn near every year. And he won Super Bowls, a lot of them.
You are in a room of your own.
Excuse me. No, yeah, bro.
There is no other coach in reality that the modern era has seen that seriously. I mean, you could say maybe Bill Walsh, I guess, and you could say
he didn't win like that.
I mean, he got 3. I know Seifert won 1, but like
Chuck Noll.
He also ushered in a new era of West Coast, like so he's got his innovativeness. But here's the thing with Belichick too: it's not just what he did as a head; it's what he did as a coordinator.
And what he did as a defensive coach as a head. You know what I mean? Like, Bill Belichick was the nigga who, hey, we're going to install all of this shit in the offseason.
Yes.
And some of this shit that we install in July, before you show up, we're not going to run until December.
Yeah.
You're going to remember it or you won't play. Mike Tomlin is the standard. But Bill really showed you what a standard is. And Bill would cut off his nose to spite his face because he was more interested in the process and how we do things.
Exactly.
And not the result. And guess what? He got the most results. And this ties back to Steve's world too, by the way.
Well,
because the media
tie back to Steve's world.
Because you remember we grew up watching sports and we found the sports writers or the talkers that we liked because they talked about what was relevant. Yeah. And we got to pick a perspective that we liked because it was a real perspective and a real conversation versus now. If you listen to anything on network television that's in a decent watching spot, you go, Nobody I know would say this. You know,
Yeah.
niggas appreciated the J.A. Adonde, a Kevin Blackstone. Name anybody who's been on fucking Around the Horn or PTI, excuse me.
Yes.
You go, oh, I like this guy. I like where he's coming from. It's different. But I thought this, and he's making me smarter. Like the reasons why we love the Bill Simmons and a Ryan Russillo, a Rich Eisen. And again, these are guys who are fairly solid, not Bill Simmons, but the other two are.
I mean, well, you know how I feel about Bill. I still believe Bill's the greatest sports writer of the internet era.
Yeah. I'm not knocking his legacy
stuff, but
I'm
as an
speaking about
the internet guy, yeah.
I'm speaking about Bill today because he's became a guy who used to set trends, and now he is feeding the algorithm.
He's Thanos. If it's Steve's world, if Steve's world is what do they call it in Marvel? World like
I don't watch
306 or whatever they call it. He's Thanos then. He's the one merging because he's Thanos then if it's Steve's world.
And the funny part about this whole Steve's world thing and us tying it to like media, it's not really Steve's world.
Yeah, but it's believed that it is.
No, I know, and but I'm explaining that for some people who might not watch this show regularly and think that we're praising him. Because Bill Simmons has made more money in media than Stephen A. Smith.
100%. He did it in 1 year over what potentially Steve has done since he's become ESPN's top guy. Maybe, I mean,
you got to think about it. Bill went to HBO. The show didn't work, but he still went to HBO. He built the Ringer, then sold that to the fucking Netflix. I mean to Spotify.
Yeah.
And then now the Ringer is at Netflix. You think Bill didn't get paid for that transaction?
I think that Bill was offered a blank check when they did that.
Bill might be the best digital executive. Like
showman.
I mean, I'm just thinking about
he's a showman.
I'm thinking about the podcast network, the docs. Hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm over here trying to build a media company right now. I have stolen so much from Bill Simmons. Shit, is Stephen A. making more money than Cowherd?
No.
Cowherd has 520 signed, and they got an Adidas deal.
I mean, in Shea under
the
volume? No.
He's
weren't they they were in negotiations, I thought.
He was being distributed by the volume, and then, when all
after the shit happened, he dropped him. So Shea is 100%. He's independent. He's indie.
Yeah.
Really? I'm shocked. Like I'm saying with how popular, because it felt like Shannon was headed in that direction of, again, I hate to say it, almost like he wanted to be, I'm not saying Oprah for sports, but like in just pop culture. Because I guess Oprah kind of does pop culture, but Oprah's like news too. Like she's not just, Oprah was like everything. But almost like Shannon was in that realm and then in the Steve Harvey type.
I think he was going Strahan and my man's from CBS who looks like Ryan.
It was even a little bit of Steve Harvey-ish to where he could just like pivot to any. He's not funny.
No, kind of. But what's my guy at CBS? Played for
Nate Burleson.
Nate Burleson, yeah. I think he was trying to go that Nate Burleson.
To get into Good Morning America.
Hold on, let me finish.
I'm sorry.
Nate Burleson, Michael Strahan route, while being somebody that niggas actually fucked with because of how he gives it up. You know what I mean?
How he gives it up, huh? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
New Kung Fu Kenny.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like Michael Strahan, we champion him because he's black and doing all of this stuff in media, but he does not resonate with black people.
Well, he's got a white wife. Not that means that you can't be black.
We have friends who have white wives.
We have friends who have white wives. I've got plenty of white friends myself. You do as well. We've got white coworkers. I work with white people. white people are essential to this world. It doesn't mean
Hold
that
on,
white
y'all.
lives matter, because that's not the reason that we bring up one. No, well, I got to be very transparent with people, because I think
And I don't support the movement Black Lives Matter. I support the sentiment, not the movement. Just got to, full disclosure.
Exactly, and that's what we're doing. We're transparent here, guys. But I think that with him, he's just not somebody that.
Yeah, he don't act like a nigga. He don't act like he went to Texas Southern.
He's such a and that's the even crazier part, because he is an HBCU guy.
New York, bro. New York.
I know. But the thing is, too, think about before this year, he's held on to that sack record for almost 2 decades, damn near.
I did that crybaby shit.
And he's got the gap, so he's got this signature of what people know. They're like, oh, yeah, he's the big dude. He played football, but he had a gap.
Bro, Michael Strahan was never your favorite D end.
No, but he was respected for sure.
No. He was respected. You fuck with Strahan. A nigga like Fat Joe might wear a Strahan jersey, but
you know what? When you look back at that, real quick, just my question to you, and I bet we have the same. I wish I could write it down and then we show it to each other. Who do you think was in that era? Who did you respect the most at that position as a pass rusher? I can tell you exactly who I thought.
I like Freeney. I liked.
I'm talking. Well, but Freeney, I feel like it's a little. Yes, he's in the Strahan, but Strahan was on the back end when he won.
Okay,
you know who it is. He played my division.
Give me years.
Probably.
Pep. Fuck, we talking about
Pep. Sorry, that wasn't who I was thinking, but yes,
Pep was my. Are you talking about Simeon Rice?
Yep. Hell yeah. I used to think Simeon Rice was a fucking. And I know that he played with a bunch of guys that made his job easier. But you start talking about, everybody likes to talk about Michael Vick. You start talking about those games when the Falcons would play the Buccaneers back then.
Nigga.
I've never seen I don't know if Michael Vick ever beat the Buccaneers low key.
Hey, remember Pep used to would meet Vic before he got to the line and get the sack.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Pep has tackled Vic from behind. I'm not saying Vic was running full speed, but you got to understand.
He was already there.
This nigga played basketball at North Carolina and is a Hall of Fame DN.
Yes.
North Carolina don't give football players basketball opportunities because it's cute.
Yes. And
I remember somebody talking about Julius Peppers from like AAU days. It may have been like T-Mac or somebody, like some old nigga. And like he would give a niggas hell in this AAU tournament. And he was like, yeah, all his teammates was like, oh yeah, bro, he's a football player.
And isn't it crazy when you see the football nigga really get loose on a basketball court?
I really hate that football versus basketball conversation because it's such they isolate the conversation on the guys who specialized, not the guys who specialized late, because it's like, okay, I got to focus on one of these to make it in one of them. You know what I mean?
I mean, Drake London, not that I never watched him play USC basketball, but like, think about it. I mean, he played he played basketball. Obviously, he's pretty good at basketball, right?
Bro, and dog, I was in high school, bro. Like, the football team and the basketball team was pretty much the same niggas. It's like it was a couple of basketball, like specific basketball guys, and a couple of like football. And you obviously had your football wrestlers or just your football players who didn't play basketball. But most of the basketball players,
basketball ran track. If they weren't a football player too,
right?
They met again on the track.
Oh yeah, that's where the niggas gonna meet between football, basketball, and track. That's 3 sports. You gonna meet 2 or 3. If you play 2 of them, you gonna meet all the niggas.
And that's what I was. I was basketball track. I mean, I played football 1 year, but like, I can run and I play ball.
Hey, I did the most alternative shit my senior year.
You did because you played baseball too.
I played baseball until 8th grade. Then I played soccer 4 years of high school.
Well, see, but that's your like carrot.
But see, I guess I'm weird and biased when they start trying to like pigeonhole niggas into one sport. I was
not true.
because I was somebody who was above average, not like above average when it comes to like prospects, but like above the average human being.
Person in your region.
I would say above in my region. I'm just saying, bro, I played football, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, and ran track from 6th grade to 12th grade. And I was not bad in any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, there are athletes who grow up playing multiple sports who can play multiple sports. Like my nigga Adrian, who played basketball overseas damn near 10 years. I don't care what he says. He was a better football player than basketball player.
Really?
Hell yeah.
We always wondered if Latana could be a tight end. His knees were just so bad. He was never going to work. But like,
hey, bro, this nigga Adrian was lining up at the X at 6'3" in the 8th grade.
So was he more of like a TO? Well, if you obviously he's not a pro, but like if you could compare his style of receiver.
Brandon Marshall.
Okay, so big possession guy that gets jump balls, and you could go to him multiple times a game. Wow.
He
had probably the build a little bit more of like a.
Yes. He like if he would have gone down a football route and kept up that weight training type deal,
he could have played D1 football.
He would. Oh yeah, hell yeah. He would have been a 6'5". He would have been a 6'5", 225, 230 type receiver, 4'6". He's not going to outrun you, but he catches everything. And what corner can deal with him?
Is he tough?
Huh?
Is he tough?
Physical. He played DN and linebacker.
I'm saying even on the basketball court, he was pretty fit. He's a physical basketball player.
His freshman year, he set the school record in rebounds in the game. And he played guard.
So yeah, all right. Well, yeah, if he was crashing, and I'm sure that he was. How many more players were taller than him in basketball? Not to do a whole segment on him.
No, that's my nigga. Not many. I mean, he was 6'5" our freshman year.
All right, and because he played with the Stars too, right? Because I know that.
Yeah.
That connection.
So we gonna hop off real soon, but I actually got this shit up in the office. It's our sophomore year. He made all county here. It's just a news article about all county people, right? He was 20-8 sophomore year.
Ooh. I mean, that says enough to me.
Yeah, nigga was physical.
And I'm sure he kept it up. Obviously, he didn't fall off.
Yeah, no.
Which we'll get to the fall off here soon, but.
Hey, we talking to him. Hey, the NFL Hall of Fame is bullshit for not letting Bill in first ballot.
What?
NFL Hall of Fame is bullshit for not letting Bill in. Put a bow on it.
Yeah, and the other Bill Polian,
fuck him.
It's just like his take on Lamar. It's just he's going out sad because he's such a respected GM for what he did with Buffalo. And then obviously everything with Peyton, he took Peyton Manning over Ron Lee, made the right choice. And then they built a good team, even though Peyton should have probably won some more Super Bowls, but I'll leave that at that. He is going
and he built Carolina. He got Carolina to that first Super Bowl too.
Look, he's going out sad is all I'm saying.
I'm with you.
As a contributor to football, his opinion is he's starting to look like the get off my lawn old man.
The league office loves him though.
Look, and that's why he's a voter, right? Because when you look at that voting list, they show you who votes. So for Atlanta, it's D. Orlando Ledbetter because he's the writer here for the AJC. Mary Kay Abbott, just because when I started looking at it, like
Mary Kay Abbott,
yeah, she always does anything Cleveland. She's very plugged in there. They got like Sal Palantoni. Like there's like many people that get to vote on this stuff, and like I don't think Rich Eisen has a vote. Somebody that should have a vote, like to me. If we're talking about media personnel, Steve doesn't have a vote.
Well, he shouldn't. He shouldn't vote for anything. And sadly, he votes for
do you think that's ESPN's putting him on
Monday
Night Cap so that he can start the chance?
No, he won't get an NFL vote.
Because he's a basketball guy, right?
Well, not even that. Like the writers who get NFL Hall of Fame votes, I mean, we're talking about Peter King type niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the most respected
opinions
people.
of football that are not that some of them can be former, but
People,
non-football playing people in the media.
non-football people that football people respect for the most part. You know, not Skip Bayless.
Skip.
Oh yeah, Shador made the Hall of Fame. I mean the Pro Bowl. We're talking about things that used to matter.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, a nigga told me at work, the same nigga who told me Mike McCarthy was mediocre and said fire Tampa Bay's coach, Todd Bowles. Shout out to him. He got his first job at Morehouse at the GA.
He's a DC too.
Was he?
He did DC year.
But he told me I was hating on Shador because I said Shador shouldn't have been in the Hall of Fame. I mean, not the Hall of Fame, the Pro Bowl. And mind you, this is not a knock on Shador. I don't blame Shador for what we're about to say, the rest of these takes, because it's going to sound like that. I personally
believe himself to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I believe that the
NFL
put him in a bad situation. Do you hear me echoing?
No. But they put him in a bad situation, but they did what made the most sense for them economically.
Yes.
But in multiple phases, not because I'm not to cut you off. I want you to finish, but like not just because he's gonna be popular and like people are gonna want he's popular, so like people want to see him, but because everybody's talking about it. Like it just makes a ton of sense. You got a Super Bowl. And Roger knows. He knows.
Hey, keep talking because I'm having some technology problems over here.
Okay. Yeah, Roger knows. I think Shador, obviously, anyone and everybody that follows the NFL and knows what the Pro Bowl is supposed to mean knows that he should not be in it. But why the fuck not? In a sense of Snoop Huntley, Tyler Huntley, for those that don't know that's Tyler Huntley's nickname. Snoop Huntley's out here getting Pro Bowl selections. And he only started like 3 games that year, 2 touchdowns. There's like 4 picks or something. He got in. So what difference does it make at this point?
Yeah, I just don't like it because of all of the talk around Shador. He's a talking point, and he's still a human being. He's still trying to figure out his life as an NFL quarterback. And don't get me wrong, I don't feel bad for him as a human being. He was born rich, and he's accumulated his own wealth. So Shador is fine as a person, but as a football player, as a guy who has to be in a locker room, as a guy who comes from rich and greatness and black, and nigga has to like make himself fit into a locker room. And what I think gets missed a lot is football is one of the most diverse personality sports that we have. So like a center could not like his quarterback because of the person that he acts like. You know what I mean? Like you got some rednecks and you got some hood niggas and they got to come together. So like football's so different, right? But for him being talked about this way, I mean, the whole media's talking about him. We're talking about him. And he knows in his heart he didn't have a Pro Bowl season. His own dad talks about they just let anybody into the Hall of Fame. Some of these guys ain't in my Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And his dad is arguably a top 5 player of all time. Some people say the best non-quarterback, and we have to say non-quarterback because the media has, in Steve's world, they've made up this thing where if you're a quarterback, you have to be better than everybody else because your position is so much more important. But like Joe Burrow had an MVP season, not this past season, but a year ago, and they didn't make the playoffs. So how much does quarterback play matters, but elite quarterback play does not guarantee wins. Neither here nor there. So I just think it sucks for Shador, the player. And I think the NFL is full of shit because they're essentially pimping him out because nobody wants to watch the fucking game. But guess what? We can generate this much money off of people talking about it, and then a few people who do watch and then talk about it after that we've made it worth our time. And that's sad. The Pro Bowl needs to go back to Hawaii.
Yes.
And
maybe the biggest thing that has to happen with it, Fuck
who
you
the fuck?
showing up.
Who the fuck wants to go to Orlando? You can. I said this on the show last night. You can hop on
Or the
Southwest.
city that the Super Bowl is in.
Huh?
Or the city that the Super Bowl's in, because they've done
What?
it to where it goes to the city that the Super Bowl's in.
I think the thing about Hawaii that makes it great is, for one, the fans. We also want to keep
and
that
the family of the players. Like, it's a vacation for everybody.
exactly, because Hawaii is like an international flight.
And they it's a tropical place that does not have a football team.
Exactly. And but think about it. You've flown to Hawaii. I've looked at flights to Hawaii, right?
You were born in Hawaii.
Well, yeah, that too. But and you know what? My parents got married in Hawaii, and not much family came because it cost a lot of money to go to Hawaii. Flying to Hawaii is like flying overseas, both time and price. So NFL players don't regularly go to Hawaii. You put the Pro Bowl there, you give them a reason to go. They're gonna go. They're gonna enjoy it. Oh shit, I ain't been to Hawaii before, bro. You think what's the D tackle, the spit nigga from the Eagles?
Jalen Carter.
You think Jalen Carter been to Hawaii?
No.
You think that nigga been to Orlando more times than he cares to tell us?
Man, he's done workouts, he's done the camps.
Bro, that nigga probably went to Disney. Like, hey, broke niggas go to Disney growing up sometimes. And I'm not saying he's broke, but the point I'm making is, bro, the church might take a trip to Orlando, and you got 6 months to come up with $200 to go.
Hey, and this is obviously a joke. Tua has been to Disney more than he's been to Hawaii. Like, I mean,
but that's real.
Yeah. So it actually can be fairly true. Obviously, everybody knows he grew up and was born there. But the point is that he's probably flown to a place like Orlando more than he has even back home. Which makes sense what it does.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, dog, niggas ain't getting out of their house to go to Orlando. The nightlife ain't lit. It's not a beach city. What am I coming to Orlando for?
Exactly.
It's not Vegas. It's not LA. It's not New York. And it's not an exotic destination that I don't go to on a regular. I'll be like, oh yeah.
To the table is that it's in January and you can expect the temperatures at a minimum to be in the 60s.
Bro, it's not even peak tourist season, so the hot moms ain't even out there like that for real.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we got 12 minutes. Let's get into some culture. Which this was kind of culture anyways. But
yeah, this whole podcast has just been
it's scrambled eggs, baby. It at the end of the day, we're mixing it around. We might even throw a little salt and pepper in there. Well, it's not a might. We did throw some salt and pepper in there, but we scrambled it up and we got ourselves an egg scramble.
Hey, lead the first topic while I go to the men's room.
John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which by the way, that is going to be a new topic that we're going to have here.
Hey, speaking of John, we should link up with him in the next couple of weeks.
We're setting it up. But nonetheless, yeah, this is culturally inappropriate, I guess is what Lee would normally say. From a culture standpoint, gosh, I know that we had a lot. I'm not even going to touch the ice thing right this second. Not that it's not something that's worth being touched, but I'm going to wait for him to get back at least before we get into that. But we'll get into some nigga shit. Something that everybody loves, right? J. Cole drops a surprise tape last night because today is his birthday, if I'm not mistaken. He's got DJ Clue DJing it / hosting, I guess, the mixtape that he dropped. He dropped about, I think it's 4 or 5 songs. I have not got to listen to it because it asked for a $1 donation and your boy is hurting in the pocket. So I can't even afford to give him $1 to listen to music that will eventually be out on YouTube or Twitter. Suing. But nonetheless, yeah, he drops that. He's prepping up for an album. And I think that obviously now he's the talk of the town because he's the third side of a beef that everybody paid attention to not too long ago. I think that it's going to be interesting, certainly for him to drop. I've liked what I have heard so far. The disc to track 2. I enjoyed that track. Obviously, like many people, would know, especially if you like hip hop. Reminds me of Rewind by Nas. But Cole came through with some heat. I was just explaining to the J. Cole crowd here. He came through with some heat, and I think we're excited about this release.
Are you?
Yeah, I am, and I'm not a big Cole fan at all.
Bro, I'm not the biggest Cole fan, but I like Cole doing this because he's just rapping. I don't care to hear J. Cole's songs. I like J. Cole verses.
In the Ferrari, a lamb truck switching wild lanes, top down, screaming
I
out
can
the
agree with that, but I mean, there's a lot of Cole songs I like.
I'm just saying, like,
earlier in
all
his
in all,
career, I think he's fallen, which it's called the fall, in a weird way. His last 3 projects, it's not that he didn't have good music or good verses. There was nothing that stood out to me on any of the music that he's dropped recently. I loved it when he did Ruby Red Rosary with A$AP Rocky, where he was a featured artist. Loved his verse on there. He did some shit with not Guru. He did it with, it's an old, it was a posthumous Guru verse, Gangstar. He did it with Gangstar.
Look here, man. Here's what J. Cole did with this drop. He just said, hey, I've heard y'all. I get what y'all are saying. But here's the problem with you all. Y'all live in Steve's world too much. You're talking about all of this stuff that doesn't matter. Oh, you can't be my number whatever because you bailed out of the beef. How are you this type of MC? Have you listened to the guy rap? No, I'm not saying listen to the songs. Do you listen to him when he is rapping? When his voice is over a beat? And he's just saying, hey, fuck the bullshit, the media, the talking. You know, he took some shots at Fat Joe. Sounds like he took some shots at Drake. I haven't listened to anybody talk about it. I just listened to the music multiple times because I wanted to hear the stuff that I heard based off of my listens. And I'm like, oh yeah, J. Cole pissed off because this nigga said, hey, these are my kind of friends and they about to take this to a place that I'm not trying to go to. So I'm gonna bow out of this because this ain't about, because what they did wasn't about lyrics. And J. Cole is like, hey, bro, I'm about
really
lyrics.
about him anyways. It wasn't a triple threat match. This was always something really that was brewing between them.
No, but when Kendrick said, fuck your big 3, nigga, it's just big me, nigga.
But that's because Drake bought it to a big 3. But I'm saying that the beef was always between them anyway. It was more than anyways. It wasn't a triple threat match.
Wait, hey, dog, you remember that night we went out with Angelo and you almost got into that fight and I didn't know much about it, but I was like, hey, we'll put this nigga to sleep.
Where was this?
Underground, when we watched the Colorado State game outside.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So,
because it's like a homeless nigga, low key.
Yeah, right. Now, mind you, had that nigga said something to me too, just because I'm with you. Because I wasn't angry, because he didn't say shit to me. I'm trying to calm you down so we can just get the hell up out of here. We're too close to the house, and nigga, we can just leave. You know what I mean? Now imagine if he
could do was bring me down anyways. There was nothing. I couldn't do anything to him that would hurt him. He could only hurt me.
Right. And so y'all's issue wasn't about anything. Now, I was down to ride because you my mans. But, you know, we got up out of there because it's like, hey, bro, this ain't shit. J. Cole is like, oh, I want a rap battle. Oh, y'all niggas ain't rap battling. Y'all are doing more.
You guys are wrestling.
I'm a rapper. I only want to say I'm better than rapping than y'all. So if we gonna diss that way, cool. Y'all gonna do this other shit, I'm out. And then he heard people talking. He like, let me remind y'all, bro, I rap. I'm a rapper. I'm not a podcaster. I'm not a content creator. You know what I mean? Like, I am a rapper.
He put it on wax.
Exactly. That's why my Instagram bio it says broadcaster. Don't say content creator because I'm not a content creator.
Yeah.
I broadcast. But same shit, dog. And yeah, I compare myself to J. Cole because I feel like I'm better than all you niggas. But bro, it was just good rap. And I love that he threw shots at Fat Joe. Sorry.
It's not FET Joe or FEDT Joe.
Nah, it's Fed. Fed. I don't want it to be confused.
Yeah, the T's not silent here, huh?
I don't want to hear a nigga on a big podcast. Hey, I think Joe and Jada are on the volume. I think Colin signed them.
They are.
Steve could never.
You think if Steve did try to do it, it doesn't seem like Steve's late to the party just a little bit.
Well, that's what a lot of people in the media have like said about him without saying it about him. You know, like Nick
But
Wright
was kind of the face of. I'm not gonna say he was the face of ESPN, but like
he was the face of daytime ESPN.
Yes,
Because,
but I mean, Steve and Skip were. What it is, it was like a power stroke. It's like they're sharing limelight and like.
No, here's what it was. Colin was the best thing the ESPN had smoking, him and Bill Simmons.
Yeah.
But as far as like your broadcast people, Colin was the best thing they had smoking.
Because he was radio, obviously, yeah, ESPN Radio and Sports Nation.
Sports Nation,
when that first kicked off and how that – because that show was innovative. People don't realize it. As a fresh new idea, that was a good show.
Yeah, and then he brought that same concept to FS1, and it really worked until the suits got in the way.
Was it suits or was it ass?
No. That show got so when they split up.
I was throwing shit.
I know, because but when they added Marcellus and Whitlock,
yeah,
their ratings were great.
Show.
Yeah, but the ratings were great. And then
show, but I think a lot of people obviously just mentally check out on Whitlock. So,
and that's their
regardless
problem.
of what he says.
Yeah, no, because that the problem, and we're all over the place here. But Whitlock, I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm not saying I agree with how he goes about his business because I think he capitalizes on calling out black people. And don't get me wrong, we call out niggas all the time on this show, but we're niggas who say nigga and do nigga shit. Yeah. So we be with nigga shit. Whitlock ain't with nigga shit. He looks down on nigga shit. Like he did this whole spill about how the white quarterbacks took what the black quarterbacks have done, and now they're the better quarterbacks. And it's like, nigga, Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? And there's also these implicit biases where Drake May and Josh Allen get rewarded for running, and black quarterbacks will get docked for running. So, but anyways, they were doing good. Like Colin makes great shows, but neither here nor there. What the fuck was I talking about?
Well, we're at the 2-minute warning.
We're gonna go over. Who cares?
Yeah.
What were we talking about though? We were talking about
it was Cole initially.
Oh, yeah, it's about rap, man. I loved it. When we get off the show, I'm gonna FaceTime my daughter, and then I'm gonna go sit in my bathroom and turn up my speaker like louder than it should be. And just listen to this shit on repeat again. Probably another. I ain't got to go to work.
Have it penetrate your ears?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because dog, you know this about like music, especially like good lyrical music. You have
when
to
it's fresh too. When it's newer.
Yes, you have to listen to it a lot to catch.
And we did it with clips. Obviously, that night we both listened to it. I listened to it, man. I listened to that. I'm like 3 or 4 times. And I had a full report. I'm like, all right. For one, we were like rap album of the year, which it should win. It got nominated for album of the year.
It should be there.
I don't know if it's going to win, but it should.
No, I'm just saying it should be there.
Is the favorite. It's the betting favorite.
Well, I'm just saying for history,
but like
for history purposes, it should be there. Just to when we remember 2025, and you look at the top albums,
stand out. That
needs to be in the best albums and not just in hip hop.
Yeah, it's not a genre. It's not just a genre album. It's a piece of art. It's supposed to be included with all art.
If you're gonna talk about the best music of the year, and you're gonna pick from the different genres, this was the best offering that hip hop had. I get Gen X is whatever.
Lee, for everybody that's even watching, I mean, I'm wearing the shirt even right now.
Damn, where'd you get that from?
I got it. So it's not an official clip shirt, but it's Mike Tyson blow to the face, obviously.
You got
like cocaine dust. It's this dude.
You got a guy who could get another one?
Yeah, I can send you the link.
Yeah, send me the link.
And he's got prints and stuff too, but like, this was the shirt. I thought the shirt was just
bro, that is.
Well, it's not just because of him hitting him and then his mouth, but it's obviously the cocaine residue here.
It goes. We talked about Steve's World, but we did not talk about the Steveification of sports and what kind of brought us to making Steve's World a thing.
Okay.
So I shot you a text today. I'm either on the shitter or taking a piss at my place of employment because that's the only time I can text. And I talked about how like the Steveification has ruined water cooler talk. Because again, a guy told me Mike McCarthy was a mediocre head coach. And I'm like,
it's just fucking nuts.
I'm like, this guy clearly watches First Take where they say we should fire a coach after 4 games because they're not winning. Like niggas are saying, hey, Aaron Glenn doesn't know what he's doing because he sucked with the Jets in year 1. It's like, it's the Jets.
I like how he said nigga clearly doesn't know.
But that's how people were talking about him. They was calling for his job in like week 7. It's like, hey, bro, it's the Jets. He's a first-time head coach. Give him time. Remember Dan Campbell? His first staff was a bunch of old players, and that shit didn't work. And then he changed his staff, and he mixed it up, and it was good. Hey, the Jets played hard and won games that they shouldn't. So he's doing something right. And not to mention that all their money goes to Justin Fields, Sauce Gardner, and Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you mean Bustin'? That's the nickname that they give. Look, he's busting Fields these days.
I mean, he's a bust, but he keeps getting paid, so I'm not gonna knock him. But like, what it's turned down into is we lack nuance, and because we don't have smart people giving smart opinions and takes on sports, the audience who doesn't watch it enough and don't have trained people around them to help them know what they need to see are now listening to a dumbified version of it, and they're dumbifying that.
Because they already weren't educated on it enough going into it, but now they've got somebody telling them that this is the right way of viewing this, that doesn't do it for educational purposes, but does it to make money and whatever will pop out to them.
Exactly. And these people then take that for education. So they sound dumb when they talk sports. Yeah, they sound dumb when they talk sports.
Kind of like
and then they bet sports. And not to mention, Steve's company has a gambling house. Or did they get rid of that?
No. The gambling house is still there. They didn't get rid of that. They just whoever owned ESPN Bet, because it wasn't ESPN that owned it, they owned a percentage. They sold it to DraftKings, and now it's DraftKings as the official. It's just basically ESPN cleaned up their name.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said, hey, it doesn't look good to own a betting company, but we would just partner with a betting company.
And apparently it was losing money, which
why would you leave? Why would you leave where you were already gambling to go to ESPN Bet? They got in too late.
Yeah, and they probably were losing. That money was probably more so being lost because of
they should have
even
they would have been better,
but like they only own 10% too, so
they were better off trying to get a piece of one of the more established ones and then slowly engulfing them.
Yes,
with their other Disney money. But anyway, the point being is, we say this because we give out gambling picks and we talk sports, and we're not the smartest people on sports. We're opinion guys, and we tell you we're opinion guys, and we want y'all to enjoy this as opinion that are based in research and study.
It's rooted in substance.
Exactly. And what we're not going to do is we're not going to partner with a gambling house, make you a dumber better, and then tell you to go bet so the gambling house makes money and then we make more money on the back end. No, we want to make our money by providing a good product to the people
Mm-hmm.
and giving people knowledge and information that they need.
And that they can use, that they can legitimately use.
We're not ever going to chase clicks. Yes, we understand what's trending and what's important, and we utilize certain tools to pump up what we're doing.
Yes.
But we're never going to allow the algorithm to dictate what we talk about.
No.
We talk about our fantasy football league on here, and guess what? The algorithm will tell us to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
We talk about Josh Holsey on here, and Josh Holsey himself would tell us to shut the hell up. But we're grown men, and he can't kick my ass. Tell him.
We're gonna chop this up eventually.
You know, me and Josh have almost, and I don't even know it from Josh's, and I'm only speaking from my end, have almost fought multiple times for having the conversation about, nigga, you can't whoop my ass.
He's like, I can't.
Or he'll be like, yeah, no, I don't think any of my friends can whoop my ass. I'm like,
well, nobody would admit that one way or another, because I guess it would kind of depend on what the fight is, right? But yes.
But what it boils down to, if you have the conversation for too long, your male ego gets involved in it.
Yes.
Now it's like, hey, this nigga is sitting in front of me telling me he can whoop my ass. Nigga, you got to show me.
And it never really should come to that, obviously, right? But
except for that night Dale called me a bitch.
I was gonna whoop one of Dale's friends' ass that night we were all together because he had said something, and I know that he didn't know that my mom had passed away, but it was like, you remember,
it was out of pocket if your mom
died. Yeah, right. Even if she were alive, it's just like, it's almost like having I don't even remember what he said, but it's almost like having like a yo mama joke. Anyways, it's just like, how old are we?
Bro, and that's a funny thing to talk about that's not on the docket, and we're in after hours anyways.
Yeah.
Is that cultural boundaries are important. And it's also important to understand other cultural boundaries, because I think a lot of our racial issues in America exist because people don't understand cultural boundaries and lines.
Yes.
Like when Dale called me a bitch, he thought that was acceptable.
Yeah, because he's so used to just being able to let that fly.
And I only say that because of how the night I didn't whoop Dale's ass. I did punch him in his mouth.
But you're a bitch. You know that's how he sound too. Like,
were you there that night? It was in San Diego.
I don't think I was, but I'm just saying in general, like I know how Dale operates.
Bro, he was talking shit before we went out, and he had the gaze. And
honestly, I've seen that insane. I'm thinking about how he was sucking off whoever that night. Yeah.
And no, and I say the gaze because I know you know what I'm talking about. And if you know Dale, great guy, but like when Dale gets the gaze, he's not Dale.
No, he isn't.
He's not one of my I don't know, 30 favorite people that I've met in life. Like,
yeah. The gaze.
So he had the gaze, and he was talking shit before we went out, and then we're walking back to Josh's crib, and he's like, Adam, you're a beta bitch. I was like, hey, Dale.
A beta bitch.
I was like, hey, Dale, I don't talk to my friends like that, bro. Like, relax. You call me a bitch again, I'm gonna hit you in your shit. He said it again. Well, I have to hit him in his shit. And I didn't catch him the way I wanted to. I'm not gonna hold you. It wasn't flush. And he was like, nigga, you suck.
Beta too. I mean, he called you a bitch, but like he called you a beta as well. He's like, you're a beta.
Yeah, he's like, nigga, you a bitch among bitches.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, nigga, you a bottom amongst bottoms.
And it's just like, okay, well, now we're not even joking. Now I'm taking this as
you got some shit built up.
To me.
Yeah. That's how you feel about me as a man. And if you feel that way about me as a man, nigga, show me I'm a bitch.
Right.
And so then I hit him. He was like, the fuck, dude? You sucker punched me. I was like, you called me a bitch. It's not a sucker punch after that. And I gave you a warning.
Yeah. You actually got away with it.
Yeah. So like, and I was like, Josh, boink, am I tripping? No, nigga. If Josh Halsey and Boink say you're not tripping, and Josh is drunk, you're not tripping.
Well, the point is, Josh is like, he's like, all right, I don't give a fuck about any of this. Can we go to Seville or like he's like setting up in his mind what he's trying to do next.
No, the night was over. We were like walking to get tacos and go back to the crib and probably smoke Black and Milds that Joel wasn't supposed to smoke because he and Zoe were together at the time.
Yeah. Well,
I'm glad they don't listen to this show.
Well,
we announced a pregnancy before they did. Or actually I did.
The more and more I look back at that, because she did just drop it not too long ago, yeah. I feel honored that she broke the news here. I'm like, wow. I mean, I know we were all together, but I'm like, the fact that she did it here, I'm like, I will remember this when that child's born. And I can eventually talk to,
me too, baby Boink.
Yeah, and I can just be like, we found out about you here, even though I'm going to tell her, I'm going to be like, I actually low-key already knew because your mother kept trying to drink this water, and I asked her about the water, and she didn't know anything about it. I was like, oh, you're a big fan? And then she's like, no. And I'm like, it's homecoming, and you're not drinking. And I really did start to put it together, and I just didn't say anything, but I'm like, it's odd. But see, I didn't pick up on they were with you or they went with you after. Yeah, but we went to Pizza Cafe and she didn't drink either. But I didn't really think anything of it then.
I didn't either because when Boink told me and I told her I was like, hey, when can I tell her congratulations? Because hey, I don't know if women know this, but niggas tell they niggas shit before they supposed to.
Yeah. So you knew before we knew.
Huh?
You knew before we knew here.
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, well, you're good at keeping it a secret.
Well, yeah, and when I said something to her about it, she was like, "The sparkling soda wasn't like an indicator when we were at your house. I didn't drink a beer." It's like Zoe.
It wasn't for me because she brought that up again. That same us at Pizza Cafe, and I'm like, I don't know. Boink only had a beer, anyways. It's not like he was drinking heavy, so like.
And you knew they were driving.
I'm just like, yeah, y'all just got here. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck y'all like,
And you knew they were driving back to Cartersville after.
Exactly.
And I'm looking at it where they slept at my house, but they didn't really stay at my house. You know what I mean? Yeah. They were here for like 2 days, 3 days, 2 nights, and I saw them at night. I'm like, well, Zoe, we're ready for you to go to bed anyways. So
yeah.
No one cares if you drink.
Like, though we're friends, but not that kind of.
I'm your husband's best man, and I'm in the deep hole of depression. I want to talk to my best friend, dog. Yeah. I love you, but this party's not for you.
Our MSB, MSB Entertainment or whatever they're called, they're a piece of shit. I just got an email from them at 10:21 p.m.
About what?
About a fucking suite for the FIFA World Cup. And now, basically, they're like, you previously expressed interest in a premium suite. And I'm like, when was this? 2022? When you guys, when it first fucking got announced that it was coming here? Yeah, I probably did say something to you about it. Because I was curious, even though I know that stuff is 6 figures, easy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a joke. I just want to know. You know what I mean? I want to know. But
hey,
it's like I know you guys aren't having trouble selling this, are you?
They just value your money
about this right now
because you spent so much money with them that they just want some more of it.
These scheduled fucking emails, Lee. I don't know.
They called me today about my season tickets.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta call them back.
You got a year though,
huh?
You have a year.
Yeah, I think I may be able to shake
PFL money. You have a year. So either way, but I'm saying, because what was that, October?
Yeah.
You have until October one way or another.
Real quick,
decision by then.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it soon. Hey, before we get out of here, we talked about Nicki Minaj and all of that stuff in pre-production.
Yeah, did you saw the video, right?
I didn't watch it because I was at work and I just was busy running to get the show started at a decent hour, and we didn't. But that's not.
Well, we pre-production.
Yeah, we actually did pre-production and didn't just roll into it. But she received a Trump gold card paving her pathway to U.S. citizenship. So when people ask, why Nikki's doing all of this Trump glazing, there's your answer. Oh, Abella Dangerous.
She could also vacate her husband's. Because think about it, he's a sex offender.
No, so he can't vacate it. It's state. It's not federal.
Oh, he can figure out a way what state it's. I mean, it's in New York. I'm sure it's New York.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Abella Danger is currently a University of Miami law student and intends to become a sports agent after earning her degree.
Yeah, you know who she dates.
Yeah, somebody you can get in touch with.
Correct. And the thing is, as well, he's an attorney.
Y'all could probably go on double dates, huh?
In the near, honestly, yes. Honestly, to answer your, probably.
You could plan a Miami weekend and y'all go have a ball.
If everything is together on this end, I know that we could. Yeah.
I'm just saying if
no, I bring it up because I'm like, it's not because it's not, but it's just more of like I'm thinking of her, but in reality, yes.
I'm thinking about your contact list, not anything else.
Yes. To answer the question, yes.
If you had 500 to $1,000 you could spend in a night, you'd be comfortable doing it.
Absolutely.
But you need the 500 to $1,000 because
you never know what turn it could take.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going, and I don't want to be the guy who says I can't pay my part or pay my part and my plus one's part.
For me, I'd just be like, "Ooh, man, I'm pooped." I just want to get sucked off at this point, guys. And
I didn't need to do any of this to get sucked off by the person I'm with.
Yeah.
Hey, could we ever bring her on the show? Not Abella, the person we were just talking about.
Nah, she's never been on. But
and I said, could we?
Yeah,
I don't know if it has value. It's just a conversation that we probably shouldn't have after we've gone over.
I think it could work. Yeah.
Hey, look, man, I actually got to go because my kid may still be awake. I did talk to her earlier today for people who are like, "Oh my God, you podcast and then talk to your kid." Yeah, I talked to my kid today, but good night.
Well, they don't understand there's time difference and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know, but we got to paint ourselves as like these respectable, like great people.
Yes.
So maybe
we're not just penises with a mic and a computer.
No, we're not DJ Academics or that Myron guy. We're not red pillars.
Oh man, that guy. See, he's someone I have just none of his takes. I just don't respect him at all.
Well, they're paid.
But I'm saying Nick, for instance, I do not listen to Nick Fuentes has actually said things and seriously that have made sense. I don't agree with 99% of what he says. The other guy, Myron Gaines or whatever the fuck his name is, everything about that nigga is just corny to me.
Well, he's one of those Africans painting himself as an American black man, and
but not even. He kind of thinks he's white, but but Tate has said things that absolutely make sense.
Yeah, no, like Tate
these guys aren't 100% wrong, but Myron Gaines, he's 100%.
Tate says things that you're not supposed to say out loud.
He's a much more radical, non-personal version of what's my nigga that died here? Now, he was a dating person more.
Oh, Kevin Samuels.
And I think that his message is appreciated so much more today to where everybody can appreciate his brutal honesty.
Yes, and yes, Tate is in that same
sphere.
They're in the same, you know what? They're in the same like conference. But I wouldn't put them in the same division. I wouldn't call them rivals.
Yeah, it's not Alabama, Auburn. It's more Mississippi State, Georgia.
Yes. We know who you are. We've seen your work. We don't look for it every day.
And then from the outside looking in, when another team plays you, they don't look at you as equals, even though you're in the same.
Yeah.
They don't overlook you because of that, because of what you're a part of.
And you know what really sucks? We have to put out all of these qualifiers when we talk about real our feelings and responses to real things. That shit sucks. I shouldn't have to say, "Hey, I don't stand with this person." If I say, "Hey, they make some good points." If I say they make some good points, that should tell the audience that I don't agree with most of what they say. I just agree with some of it. But you know,
That's why we need culturally inappropriate with AC Load.
hey man, words have meaning. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, I think that's it. We pretty much covered everything. Next week, obviously, we'll get into the Super Bowl a little bit more, but yeah, it's finally here. And I guess we'll probably go back. We need to go back and look at our predictions and see where we messed up, where Colin was right, and fuck it.
Hey, did we write those down, or we got to like go back through the transcript?
I didn't write it for sure. You normally are the one that writes, but if it's not written, I don't mind going back and listening.
No, here's what I'll do is I'll just take the link to that show and run it through Chat GPT and ask it to like break out the predictions.
Hey, and we talked about Chat AI earlier and how, what it can't do, but this is what it can do.
Yeah, no, this is the stuff that's okay. Like I wouldn't hire a person to do this. I would have to do it myself, and that would take entirely too much.
Legal mumbo jumbo and stuff like that.
Hey, but anyways, hey, dog, it was good. It was great. We were unfiltered today. It was fun. We were all over the place, but I think that's what the people like about us, our true fans, and that's who we do this for, not the fringe fans, because we're not Steve.
Absolutely.
Yo, Steve would never sit down with us because we don't have enough followers and enough clout, and also I don't think.
They say I'd be bringing you guys something. What do you do for me,
Steve?
You just question me. You try to grill me on things that are absolutely true, but why would I do that with you?
Steve, I would have a conversation with you off mic, off camera, and sign an NDA. It's more of I just don't respect what you do day to day, and you're not an athlete. You're supposed to be an intellectual, and you don't carry yourself that way. But
well, how do you know that I'm not an athlete? Because of what that fat piece of shit said about me. And there's your Steve-isms of the day, guys. I mean. But
hey, RC, you got lucky today. We let you live.
We can